When you're in a game and you're forced to transition from Zach to Strevler, is that a big deal from your perspective? Like, is that a big change for your perspective?
No, I mean not maybe based off experience, length of the career, that sort of stuff, but based off of his week one performance, his preparation week in and week out. There's nothing different for me. Yeah.
Like literally, there's literally nothing. Like you would call the same plays for Chris that you would call for Zach, or do you just?
We did. Yeah, okay. I did. I actually called the same pass twice. One was a pick, one was a touchdown. So don't shy away from it. They prep the same way. They're in the same meeting. So I trust him. The team trusts him. He's here to play quarterback, so he's going to play quarterback for us.
Whenever you found out that Zach would be fine to play in this one, was that to some degree of relief? What was your reaction to that?
We would have prepared either way, right? Whether Zach, Terry, or Strev, Chase coming off the bench, we'll find a way to win. At the end of the day, you like having Zach in there just because, again, he's got more experience. He's seen more football, at this level. Other than that, no big relief. I think everybody likes to see Zach in there just because he's a natural leader. But Strev's a leader in Maine as well. So
when you look at the game that was, if I could take you back to it, Strevler for Clercius in the end zone ends up getting intercepted. How big a play was that ultimately?
Yeah, I think that kind of takes the wind out of it. We were still in a spot to turn around, and we marched down the field really well. I mean, on a doorstep with Strev, so it kind of a heartbreaker. But at the end of the day, we just got to execute. Casey's got to come out of the end zone, put us on the 1 yard line, so we could just go ahead and score on the next play.
Is it hard for guys? I would feel like it's hard to come out of the end zone once you've established this is going to be a touchdown, but I'm going to give up a touchdown to make the play. I feel like that there's some difficulty to that.
Yeah, and we coach anywhere on the football field. Just come back to the quarterback. Be quarterback friendly. Come back to the ball. We'll take 2nd and 1 over, 1st and 10, because we just always convert it, right? So come back to the ball.
Yeah, he just has to remember he can never do that on 3rd down, or else we're all gonna.
That is correct.
It's being on the highlights forever.
That is correct.
Life, right?
Yeah.
Or get to think about.
Yeah, or get the PI and get us on 1st and 10, right? Yeah, absolutely.
Jason, one of the things you guys want to clean up for this Saturday in Toronto?
Just execution. It's the same message week to week. We got to be clean. That means taking better care of the football. Substitutions in and out of the huddle. We didn't have any issues there, but thought we could have just been cleaner overall. Assignment-wise. Day one stuff like that. Just coming back to the ball. I think if we do that, I think we prove with both quarterbacks we can drive efficiently down the football field. And we got to put the nail in the coffin and score. Right? Points. 6 are better than 3.
And what have you seen from Toronto's defense that you're watching on film?
I mean, they see, they execute well. I think they game plan well versus their opponent. You look at a team like Calgary who played, the same defense they played us against other opponents. I think Toronto does a great job, and not taking anything away from Calgary, but I think Toronto does a great job of game planning for your what you do offensively. So.
Yeah. Hey, Jason, I'm curious, has it been frustrating at all for you to maybe not lean on Brady like you probably planned to coming into this year, whether it was between the injuries, but like the last 2 games specifically, he's kind of been scripted out a little bit of the game, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that. I think when you're trailing, you got to throw the ball a little bit more. No frustration there. I mean, I love Brady to death. I love him like a brother. But at the end of the day, it's what's going to help this football team win, right? Whether that's 1 carry for a yard or 100-yarder, whatever it is, we just want to win, right? At the end of the day, we want to be 1-0. So no frustration there. I'd like to see him have success, but I also think, the injury, getting his legs back, getting back into it. I think we saw a difference from the previous game against Calgary. So, it's baby steps, 1 week at a time.
Just maybe going off of what Ed had asked you there, how close would you say the offense is to where you want to be?
I think it's where we want it to be. We just got to find a way to execute and finish. Again, we've driven the ball. You look at statistically, the last 2 games, we got 400 offensive yards. We just got in the end zone with points. So, you take any football game, 400-plus yards is pretty darn good, in my opinion. Again, we just got to find a way to finish and clear the mental mistakes and just keep moving forward.
Yeah, what's it difficult getting the ball inside the red zone? I mean, that's defense is really focusing on that. I mean, they'll give up yards, but ultimately it's getting in here. So that red zone is how difficult is that as far as you're concerned?
That's a loaded question. Depends on what they're playing. Depends what the play call is, and then what kind of execution we got behind that. Yeah. I don't think it's rocket science either. We got to execute, and everybody's got to do their job, do their part, and I do a good job of calling the right play and getting plays that they'll put the guys in the right situation as well.
Thanks.